5:43 a.m. Saturday, April 26th. Just woke up. Looks like I need to do more exercises. Get my neck massaging prototype knocked out, among other things. I haven't smoked ganja since Sunday, and I have been having dreams every night, and they're not bad. They are emotional, however. I just dreamt about my high school sweetheart. I dreamt we were at like some kind of a football game, which is funny because we didn't have a football team at our high school. Maybe we were at a college football game or something, but we were there with one of her good friends who I ran into a few years ago and is still in town and is really sweet and got way more attractive as she got older. And I've thought about reaching out to actually, because I really like her company. She's good to talk to. And like I said, she's quite attractive now. She was beautiful back then too, but she was just taller. My girlfriend was a cheerleader, blonde. Gooby doesn't like the journaling. I remember just like sitting in a parking lot, maybe on a truck bed or something. And then it was like her mom was in the hospital, and but it wasn't her mom. It was maybe more like my mom. And then would go up to visit her, and sometimes she was like in the hallway and there'd been an accident. It was like in the middle of the night. I had to carry her down. It's almost like there'd been a fire or something, because the elevator didn't work. We got her out, and then a friend of mine, I'm not sure who it was, but I guess it was the same person that had the truck, drove us somewhere. It was kind of far, to like some group of guys that they knew. It was almost like a firefighter's hall or something. And I remember I was like sitting in the back of the truck, looking out the back. There was like a cab over the bed, and some guy, some big Swedish guy, made a gesture for me to call him when he saw me. I guess the implication was that I was attractive, which is nice now that I think about it. They gave us all, at least they gave everybody but me, some kind of like Jamba Juice, but it was like a mango orange juice that looked really good. I didn't get any. They gave me some kind of chocolatey tincture. Like it had a dropper in it and like a mixing little mesh stainless steel mixer ball thing. And I found my people sitting in a circle, and I went to sit down next to my girlfriend. It was like my buddy was the gay guy from Roseanne, the boss. Now that I think about it, or he was there. Because I remember at one point, at the beginning, we were like doing some kind of job. Or it was like we were going into some place where he had worked. He knew somebody. There was like a banquet. And the guy who owned the banquet hall knew my buddy, whose name I can almost remember, but it was like the gay boss guy from Roseanne. At some point, he presents me with this. There's like some kind of coral, some kind of seashell, or some kind of crab shell that he crushed up into some kind of drug. And anyhow, I find him, and I sit down next to her. Her name was Jessica, by the way. It is Jessica. She has at least one kid now, I believe, and still lives in Nashville, across town. I'm maybe reminded of her because I had talked to another woman that I grew up with. In the last couple days, I sent her a video about how Trump rigged the election. She was telling me yesterday, she was like, you should get a job as a teacher. My husband doesn't fuck me anymore. I told him this morning he needs to fuck me or I'm gonna cheat on him. So maybe that's why I dreamt about this other girl that I knew. Had a relationship with, but at the end of the dream, just now before I woke up, she was, and I'm sure I dreamt of other stuff earlier in the night. When I went back to sleep, I just remember she was, before I woke up just now, she was kissing me on either side. She asked me if I ever kissed anybody like that. I remember seeing like a gangster, you know, kind of like the French La Bise. I believe that's what it's called. It was so tender, affectionate. Oh my God. It felt so good. It's like, oh, my subconscious. It's like, don't you need to feel some affection? Here's a dream. Luckily, I have my Gooby girl. I just woke up in this bed, seemingly alone, but I have my baby. And I can kiss her. I can't die. I can kiss you, you can't die. And I feel like so much regret for not having loved her better. I was such an ass. I just wanted ass. I just wanted to feel important and special and admired. And like I could have all the women and any woman that I wanted. And I dated so many women. I went after almost every woman selfishly with no intention, with very little intention of doing anything but getting pleasure. It's wild. The dreams are wild, man. I know. I wish I could stop, Daddy. Oh. Oh, okay, I'm done. I think I'm done. I've got some tea right here. Is it mania? Is it Wellbutrin? I'm gonna take it because I don't know. I've honestly been thinking about taking a lower dose. It's funny because I asked my buddy who's been diagnosed with autism and who was initially diagnosed in his youth with ADHD and prescribed Ritalin. I'm sorry, I gotta do something. I asked him if he'd ever taken Wellbutrin, and he said he had a psychiatrist to prescribe it to him. And I guess he takes Xanax now. Most regularly. Just to, lower his anxiety or whatever. And he had been taking Adderall, which I really would like to take it, honestly. But I guess you don't just get to take the prescription drugs that you want in this life. Sometimes you just gotta take what you can get. But, I'm sorry. The dream was... It reminded me, when I woke up, when I was sitting here, I was immediately reminded of this book. Because I feel like I failed, I feel like she was so awesome. She was so loving, so beautiful. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is... I've been eating my beans again. All I've been eating is... Mostly all I've been eating is rice and beans. Last night I ate some beans. And I made some little tostada things, tortillas with cheese, and I made some turkey with it too. And it was really good. And I am so grateful for it. I guess I can expect to not have the ability to cry as I take Wellbutrin. I don't know. Long term, this is just like going on week 2, I guess. And like I said, I just took 150 milligrams. And I think I need to go down to 100 probably, because I was about to say, my buddy had told me, he told me the other day when he came over and I was asking him about it, I told him how I have quit smoking pot, and I was telling him about how I had considered letting a buddy of mine move in who smokes pot, but I don't want to get knocked off the wagon, you know? Oh. He was like, yeah. And I also told him about how my buddy seems, he parties, and he had sold me weed back in the day and got robbed, shot in the face, and almost died. And now he only has one eye. And my buddy wants to meet him, or had wanted to meet him. I'm sure he still does. He wants to meet anybody and everybody, because he doesn't really have any friends, apparently. Or he's got something like friends, I guess. He bought me a computer. He says he wants me to work on stuff for him. I think he just wants me to work. He knows I'm looking for a job. But what was I going to say? He told me that he'd been prescribed Wellbutrin at some point, and he said it made his ears ring. He didn't like it because of that. And son of a bitch, if I didn't start feeling like my ears were ringing real intensely yesterday. Real weird. I don't remember that happening the first time I took Wellbutrin. But that's the only side effect I don't like right now. But I definitely experienced it yesterday, or was experiencing it. And it might, I figure I just need to take a lower dose. Which I'll do. I've got these 150 milligrams, and I got a bunch of 100 milligrams. The doctor started me off on 100 milligrams, and then he bumped me up to 150, but I kept getting the 100 milligram prescription. So I've got a load of those. My thought was that I could start taking the 100 milligrams, and then eventually I'll go down to 75 milligrams, and to do that I'll just split these 150 milligrams, right? And then I'll go down to 50 milligrams, and I'll split the 100 milligrams. And then maybe I'll split the 100 milligrams into quarters and take 25. And maybe by that point I'll have a job again. I can ask my doctor. I'll get insurance and ask my doctor to give me a prescription again, or maybe I'll try Adderall. I've been feeling like there's something wrong with me, and I don't think there is necessarily. I think I just probably have some kind of a diagnosed neurodivergence, right? Or maybe I'm just, I have some untreated neurodivergence, which, I don't know if you even should have to treat it, but oh my god, dude. It's so emotional. The last time I took Wellbutrin, the reason I stopped is because I felt like I couldn't experience my emotions. I could feel them, but I didn't. My boss had died, and I felt sad, and I felt like crying, but I didn't
I didn't actually cry. I couldn't cry. Maybe I just felt like I don't, because you could tell I'm emotional, right? I mean, I guess I'd been taking Wellbutrin for a few months, and I'm kind of looking forward to taking it again for that long, so that I'm not crying. Not, I haven't actually been all this emotional. I'm a little bit scared today because I shouldn't be, but I have a little bit of a plan, I guess, to do a few things. I'm gonna work on my portfolio some more. I submitted. I'm sorry. I I don't hate crying. I kind of hate crying. I hate being seen to cry. I hate feeling weak. I'll tell you my plan after we read some, because I've got to get my mind right. This is when I would smoke ganja normally. Just kill the pain. My buddy, who's my landlord, called me Tuesday, and I need to call him back because I'm afraid that he's mad at me for not. Maybe sometimes you just need a good cry. Oh, God. This too shall pass. I sent him the application yesterday. I was thinking about it. I know that there are probably hundreds of people who applied for this job, and I know that there are probably people who have better portfolios than me. I want this job, but there's also a bunch of other things that I want. Oh God, I got it. Did you hear it? Whew. As I work out, I swear I can feel my neck straightening, and maybe this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm sorry. Maybe it is a chakra thing. My ears are ringing. Oh my God. Oh my God, my ears are ringing. Oh my God, why is everything so intense? Oh, breathe. Breathe. This too shall pass. I'm sure my buddy is like, why haven't you sent me any work? Because he made me a deal for not being able to pay rent these last couple months to work on a project for him, so I need to work on that. My ears it's subsiding a little bit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. But I think that this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to post these supposed to talk about my life and what I'm doing. Because originally, like I told my brother the other day when I was talking to him about how I'd had this pain. It's funny because I have a birthmark right here, right? I don't know if you can see it. It's faint. My dog is the best. She's the absolute cutest. Can you see that? This whitish, is it called a splotch? Spot? I have a whitish spot. It's a birthmark. And then there's another one. It's almost like maybe they say that your birthmarks indicate ways that you've died in past lives. And I have two right there. But I don't know anything about my past lives. I just know that in my lower back, the pain started years ago. And then it got more intense recently. The last couple years, it's been my ex, Ro. I told her about it, and she was like, "You just need to poop." She massaged it, and I think maybe she was right because the last few weeks that I've been eating rice and beans, I've been pooping better than I have in a long time, and I've had a lot of gas. And I've been exercising too, meditating, so I don't know if it's just me needing to poop or if it's a combination of everything, but it's subsided. And I recently started to think, kind of that maybe in the course of practicing breathing and meditating, that maybe it's a chakra thing, right? Maybe it's like there's a chakra here was right in line with the pain. And like I said, I'm so grateful that it has subsided. Because it's started to get scary. For the last few months, I felt like maybe it was my appendix or something. That I was going to have to seek some type of emergency medical care. Which, without insurance, is really scary, right? Oh, because I talked to my academic advisor from college yesterday. My friend had asked me, my friend with the kids, who's a teacher, she was like, "You should teach." She was telling me, how you only have to work for 9 months of the year. And you make like $50K with the bachelor's. I was thinking about how I put on my resumes that I have my master's, but I was only like 3 credits away from my master's. And that was right around the time that Mom, it was 2017, almost 10 years ago. I was thinking it was only 5, but it's 2025 now, man. My mom passed, right? Or she was going through the worst of it before she passed, and I was searching. I was struggling with housing, which is ironic because now I have this amazing house, but I'm also now in the throes of the most intense housing struggle I may have ever been in. I've never been going on 3 months behind on rent. Oh my gosh, it's so scary. And everything that I read and feel and hear when I meditate is like, you have to let go of the fear. And luckily, my buddy says it's okay not to worry, but I'm so afraid of him feeling like, I'm sorry, I feel like I have to go into my office because I'm afraid that my neighbor's going to hear me crying and talking to myself. And he is like a Christian nationalist, even though he's really nice to me and he seems to want to hang out all the time. He's kind of a loser, I mean, in the sense that he stays drunk and stays high. He doesn't have, he's like, I guess his parents own that house, so he doesn't have to work a lot. His ex-wife left him, and like I said, he's a Christian nationalist, and his girlfriend now hates Trump apparently, which is awesome. I found out the other day. I've already journaled about this, but he'd invited me over to give me some Easter food, leftovers from their party Sunday. It made me sick, man. It made me sick. I appreciate it, but I don't think I could ever accept that kind of thing again because, I don't know, maybe it was the cake, with the sugar in the cake, but it was just the richness of the food. There's this book by Tuesday Lobsang Rampa called The Third Eye, and he talks about eating samba every day, for every meal, and I should look at myself more when I'm crying because I just looked at myself and I feel like I look so silly. Oh gosh. It's gonna be okay. Oh. So what's his name in that book? I think that's it, Tuesday. He's got another name, though. Siri, what's the character's name in the book The Third Eye by Tuesday Lobsang Rampa? Maybe it's just Lobsang. The renowned story of one man's spiritual journey on the road to self-awareness. T. Lobsang Rampa was preordained to be a Tibetan priest. What did I say happened on Tuesday of this week? Something happened. Things happen every Tuesday, don't they? But this past Tuesday, I feel like something had happened that was significant. It's good to search my memory and not think about the things that I want to cry about. Well, my buddy called me. He left me a message and he said, call me sometime. If something happens to him, I'm gonna be even more sad than if I get evicted because he's an amazing person. And I kind of feel like he knows. I've told him before. But I want to make YouTube videos. He supported me. He told me. He tried to help me. And I've been so scared to do this, to show myself. Gosh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. especially moments like this. Yeah, I guess it's just teeth. Love song. But, I remember reading that book and it saying that, it's so, I could relate to it, it's so relatable. Simply he entered the monastery as a young boy, as a young man, like a teenager. It seems like before he was, you know, ever able to date or interested in dating, but this being a sort of monastery for me, I don't know, it is like a monastery. And my buddy who owns this place is like a fucking monk. I need to work on his project. And I need to. Today, I intend to go to the title loan place. And I just feel like I need to let go of the fear because I need to pay my gas bill. Because I don't want my gas to be disconnected. Because I've been cooking fried rice recently and it's really good. It's really good. And it's cheap. And I had some peppers. And I can fry those up. And I took a bath last night. And I have a buddy who wants to move in, and he could pay some rent, but I'm afraid because I don't want the drugs. Because I'm trying to not do the drugs, and I think that probably I could stand to not do them if he's in the house with me, but it wouldn't be. I don't know. I think it could also be risky, like if I'm gonna be vlogging. The last thing I want is for at this point, it doesn't seem like anything will stop them if they want to raid the house. Because all of a sudden, we are in the thick of it. I've always wanted to vlog, but never before did I feel like my life depended on it. And I wanted to vlog about my work and my interests. And now, I've wanted to vlog about politics. But now it's like a matter of life and death. It's ridiculous. Luckily, I guess I could say luckily, they've only been raiding the houses of Palestinian rights activists and immigration lawyers, immigration rights, immigrants. They arrested a judge yesterday or the day before for not allowing them to arrest an immigrant who was on trial. And yeah, of course, okay, maybe the immigrant was on trial for domestic assault, but I'm sorry. This still doesn't give the Trump administration the right to send him to El Salvador without a trial. And that judge knows that or knew that. And they cannot turn courthouses into fucking. Oh my gosh. What do they call it? Siri, what would you call it if a a a dictatorship turned courthouses into some type of like a place to arrest people? Let's see. I don't know if $20 a month. I haven't. What's up, Arbor? I have a question for you. Over.
Hey, Will. Sure thing. I'm all ears. What's your question? Over.
I'm trying to remember a word or phrase, and it has to do with the idea of an authoritarian regime taking the opportunity to arrest people when they show up for court. It's not. Is it kettling? Over.
It sounds like you're thinking of the concept of legal entrapment or judicial entrapment. This is when authorities use court appearances as an opportunity to arrest people, often for unrelated charges. Kettling is more about crowd control, where people are contained in a limited area. Over.
Entrapment? There's a name for it I was reading about yesterday. I looked up a local venue yesterday because I think I need to start playing shows again, which I haven't really done since high school. Maybe I could resist the urge to go searching for the Reddit post where people are talking about it, because I'll just see everything. But there's another description. It has to do with the idea of, because then people won't show up for court, you know? Stop showing up for court. You can't trust the process anymore. And then you really no longer have the rule of law, right? Which our entire democracy is hinging upon. And my buddy who owns this house doesn't work. His wife works. She's like a numbers person for a law firm here in town. And if there's no rule of law, do law firms still have their jobs, you know? I'm looking at my face. I feel like I need to shave. It has gotten really crucial, let me tell you. I'm probably gonna have to get some roommates. I got another buddy that probably wants to move in. He likes to drink, but he works a lot and he doesn't smoke ganja, so there's that. I think he'll, have a beer now and then. I have to keep him a fridge in his room or something, because I haven't been drinking, and I do feel like maybe I have a problem. Maybe if they're only his beers, and I tell him he can't let me have any of them. I hate to think that I actually do have a problem and that I'm an addict or an alcoholic. I'm something, because obviously I don't think I could really. I've drank all the alcohol in the house, I'm pretty sure. And if I buy beer, I just have it in the fridge in case I have company. I end up drinking it. I think it's maybe a form of self-medication. It's like, am I lonely? Am I depressed? Maybe I need some friends. But I mean, feel like I could be alone with just smoke ganja forever. And I feel like without the ganja even lately I've been okay. I have been feeling much more social lately, that's for sure. And I haven't been smoking ganja, which is awesome. I don't know if the stuff I've been smoking is even technically ganja. It's a legal product I've been buying from places in Nashville for the last, and they'll mail it to you for the last year and a half. I am proud of myself for not smoking ganja this week, and I don't know if I could have done it without the Wellbutrin. I do notice, at least I'm pretty sure, that the dark circles under my eyes have started to disappear, right? The squishiness behind my eyes is diminished significantly. And that's part of, I guess, why I want to vlog. I wanted to do what I call research and development, or what I think of as research and development all my life, and I've called it he R&D because my name is William Raymond Harper II. And so we hired, we heard, weird. I really like the we heard because I've enjoyed it when it was my name on TikTok and people try to read it and they're like, how do you say it? We heard. Maybe I need to change my name back on those platforms. I took it down. I changed my username because Bernard Mala. No. Tredab Mala. Wouldn't it be odd if I did have past lives and those were my names? They say in the third eye that they'd been reincarnated, you know. The monks. And they find they get statues of themselves. And at some point, he's like fully initiated, they take him down to show him the statues of his previous selves. Why is that such a comforting thought? I'm comforted by the thought that there were other people that could understand me, that could teach me, and that I can learn from, that they get it, that they could help me, they could comfort me, like take me down to the statues and show me. What's crazy is I was just reading. I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole of, like, the meditations that I've been doing mostly are from Robert Monroe's Gateway Experience. And there's a Discord for the Gateway Experience. And I joined the Discord yesterday. There's a channel for downloads, and somebody posted they had all these books. And I was looking at them, and they were on some file sharing website that you have to buy a subscription for. It's like $2, $3, $4, $5, $7 a month. They recommended a few, and mostly if you Google them, they're available for free PDF. And I just went and I looked for them all, and I started downloading them. It was instantly downloaded. One of them I looked up was The Third Eye. I think it was recommended. Anyway, I was reading because that book, when I found it and read it, it was so good, man. And I was reading just the introduction to it. Maybe it was another book about meditation or Tibet. Anyhow, they were talking about Tibet. It was talking about the history of Tibet. And the Dalai Lamas, and how communist China regime of communist China invaded, held them under a form of siege or whatever in the 60s. So much, man, because I feel like it's worth mentioning that China seems to be emerging as the global superpower, and I find their integration of communism to be very interesting. And I think the results speak for themselves, right? Not that that makes it correct, but I found myself interested in it for a very long time. I do think that the Trump regime, their supporters, like my friend Kate, who I cuddled with last week, and he wants to play pickleball tomorrow, and I'm sure she wants to cuddle some more. And my buddy Peter, who's a millionaire, they're like, I remember Peter saying years ago that this is before Trump even won. He was like, I think maybe we should give him a chance, because he's an outsider. And he seemed to have some radical ideas, and we needed it. And that's the thing, like Bernie Sanders would have won because it was all about radical ideas. People were tired of the status quo. And as much as I'd like to think that Harris winning would have made things peaceful and better, she was the status quo, man. And I do think that she actually won. But it wasn't overwhelming enough to be. I can't believe that more people aren't looking around like, what the fuck? This guy didn't win fairly. Nobody wanted this fascism. But the fact of the matter is, we've had fascism for like at least a decade or more in this country. Black people getting killed and incarcerated. What's the word? At higher rates, that there's an imbalance in black and brown people, poverty, environmental justice, our education system. We've been falling behind forever. That's why we have a Trump fascist state like we have. I mean, I don't, if the Harris administration would have granted me as a small business a $50,000 tax rebate, like, I don't know, it probably would have caused spiraling inflation. I don't know. It's so funny, all this stuff I've been learning. It's like, there's only this moment, so it doesn't matter. The past is the past, it's gone. The future hasn't happened yet. Anything can happen. Literally. I don't know, baby. You wanna come here and get some loving? You want some loving? No? You're hardcore? Then you do want some loving. Come love on me. I can't remember. I lost my train of thought. Please don't stab me with your claws. I know what you want. You wanna go potty, don't you? You wanna go outside? I love you so much. Can I love on you for a second? I just want to show the world how good my baby is. You just put your tongue on me. Your warm, wet tongue. It's so weird. It's so lovely. I love you. You're such a good baby. Come up here and love on your daddy. Come here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't know what I would do without you. That would be a total wreck. I would never have discovered what love is, baby, had I not found you. Love is not fucking sexy women, or orgies, or domination, or what I've watched in porn. Love is this. It's unconditional. It is the willingness to die, do anything for somebody or something. It is what we are. Okay, well, I was going to read you some more of this book I've been reading. But this baby wants to go outside. Oh, that's what I wanted. I wanted to feel your soft face on my skin. It's so soft. You're such an angel. If I could have brought you to Singapore, I'd have been there by now. I was looking at jobs with the company Siemens yesterday. And they have some that I might be eligible for, but the mechanical design jobs are in India. Mechanical design is what I've generally done in my career, and I can't bring her to India either. The question is, when you follow your heart with a career change or writing a book or whatever it might be, there is no guarantee that the whole thing won't be a total failure. And there's no guarantee that you're going to get that you're not going to get criticisms. It's so heavy. God, look at this cute dog. You're good security, baby. Yeah. You just watch it like a hawk, aren't you? Yeah, you'll have a doggy door. There's no guarantee that you're not going to get criticisms. You'll get praise and blame is the usual scenario. And you just want to hear the praise and don't want to hear the blame. The question is, are you going to grow Or are you going to just stay as you are, out of fear? Waste your precious human life by status quoing, instead of being willing to break the sound barrier? Break the glass ceiling or whatever it is in your life. Are you willing to go forward? I suggest finding the willingness to go forward instead of staying still. Which is essentially going backward. Particularly when you have a calling in some direction. That calling needs to be answered, and it's not necessarily going to work out the way you want it to work out, but it is taking you forward. I'm sorry that I can't read this without crying. I know, Donnie, I'm gonna stop there for now. What was the last part? That calling needs to be answered, and it's not necessarily going to work out the way you want it to work out, but it is taking you forward. You are leaving the nest, and that can never be a mistake. To fly instead of staying in the nest with all the poop and everything that's in there. I know, baby, I know. Come here and love on me one more time before we... Okay, I know what you want. Come here. Come here. What would I do without my baby? Oh my goodness, you're such a good girl. Okay. Don't know what to tell you other than to follow your heart and to fail and fail again and fail better, because that is definitely what I'm doing. I'll talk to you soon.